Hey, sports fans, Larry Eater here. It is Sunday, August 20th, 2023. I'm in Budapest, Hungary. I'm having goulash every day, and I am worshiping the gods of track and field. Can you believe it? Yes, this is day two. And we had two great sessions. Okay, I've only had, just so you guys know, the only drug that I'm doing right now, well, besides my heart shit, is I have a little cup of coffee every morning because I'm really concerned that caffeine is really doing something to my brain. What do you think? Send your concerns, send your worries to runblogrun@gmail.com. Okay, let's get going. The morning session had one final. It was the women's 20K, and our friend from Spain, Maria Perez, won in 1:26:51, giving Spain golds in both the men's 20K and the women's 20K. God, you guys are following close if you remember that. Now, Spain is a race walking country. They really dig it. You know, they've got good food, good wine. They do flamenco stuff, but they also like the race walk. Kind of cool, huh? Jemima Montag from Australia yes, it is from Australia. 1:27:16, an Australian record. Awesome, Jemima. And in third, now this is a race walking name, Antonella Palmisano. She's Italian. Who knew? 1:27:26, a seasonal best. The 20K is done in loops, and what's cool about it, the road races are cool, is that half of Budapest can come and see it. Now, Budapest, I'm just exaggerating a little bit, you know, because it's a journalist exaggeration. It happens sometimes. Get over it. But in the lovely city center, which is this incredible melange of old architecture, new architecture, great cafes, because Budapestians love to go out and have a couple beers and have some goulash, you know. Actually, there's 100 types of Hungarian soups. I found that out today. I'm not going to have all of them in the 9 days I'm here, but I will have several others, okay? And I'll let you know about it. But that was the 20K race walk. Our next event is the men's 100 meters, but I'm going to build it up. I want to add a little drama to it, okay? Because, you know, I am a drama queen. Anyway, so the 100 meters is one of the classic races. The world's fastest man and woman is a big deal. On Sunday morning, Sha'Carri Richardson had the fastest time in the morning, 10:93. But Shelly Ann Fraser-Price looked fantastic. Dina Asher-Smith looked superb. Marie Jose Talu looked great. So the characters who are going to make up the women's 100 are looking very good, and we'll see that tomorrow. But today was the guys thing. And in semi one, it was Noah Lyles. Abdul Hakim Sani Brown was second in 9:97. Noah Lyles won in 9:87. And he had, as usual, the slowest start of anybody. Ferdinand Omanyello had the best start, and then he slowed down at about 70. He was the third and final qualifier in 10:01. Abdul Sani Brown, who's half like American, but he's a Japanese citizen. I don't understand it all, except I knew some people who were coaching him. 9:97 equaled his PB, but Noah Lyles is looking hot. And I've been thinking and watching Noah all year on how they planned his peak. And I was just like going, wow. But in fourth, you got to give some credit to Eugene Amodadze. He's the fastest full-time accountant in the world. He ran 10:03. The guy's run like 9:95. Really nice guy. Stuart's going to do an interview with him. So, you know, we'll chat about that. Okay, in heat 2 of the semifinal. And again, remember, 2 are moving on. Christian Coleman, 9:88. Looked pretty darn good. Zarnell Hughes, the fastest guy of the year. British national record holder in the 100 and the 200. And he has a little chip on his shoulder because at the London Grand Prix Presser, which is one of my favorite events to go to, the British media rep from British Athletics gave our friend Noah Lyles a chance to say something nice about Zarnell. And normally, Noah's pretty good about saying stuff like that. But what Noah said this time was kind of a backhanded compliment. He said, well, he's just another guy I've got to beat. So kind of pissed Zarnell off. So he had a little bit of a issue with nothing big and bad, but, you know, just a bit of an issue. It happens sometimes because sometimes Noah spouts his mouth off. Okay. So in third was Raheem Ford from Jamaica, 995, a PB. He was able to qualify too. The big surprise for me in semi two was a guy I picked for a medal, Akani Simbini from South Africa. He got DQ'd. And it was just, and he had a hell of a fast reaction time, 0.078. And really, if you're under about 0.130, I kind of think you're kind of pulling a Mark career, with all respect to Mark. Mark false started more races and got away with it than anybody I've ever known. But, you know, that's a whole different story. And I love the guy too. Okay, let's go to the third semi. The third semi, Oblique Seville, who's been looking good this entire 100, story, 990. But the guy that I like is from Botswana, Letsile Tebogo, 998. He's the under 20 record holder. And Fred Curley was third in 1002. Oh, we're getting fireworks now because it's the Hungarian National Independence Day. They have a 3-day Independence Festival. And one of their guys won a medal today. So there is a lot of Hungarian beer that's going to be drank tonight, just so you know. But can you hear the fireworks in the background? That kind of adds a little color to it, Mike, doesn't it? So Fred was third. But my question was Fred all there? Fred did not make the final. Fred Curley, the defending champion in the 100, who has been kicking ass this season and started having some injury stuff about a month ago, did not make the final. He ran 10:02. So Oblique Seville 990, Letsile Tebogo 998, Fred Curley 10:02, Rohan Browning 10:11, Raphael Boujou 10:20. But here's who's going to be in our final. Our final is going to be Noah Lyles, Christian Coleman, Oblique Seville, Zarnell Hughes, Riem Ford, Abdul Sani Brown, Letsile Tebogo, and Ferdinand Omanyelo. Ferdinand made it. The big surprises in this championship so far are that a lot of the stars aren't making it into the finals. It's just happening. Jasmine Sawyer didn't make it into the final. But today in the women's long jump, it was Ivana Vuleta Day. The Serbian superstar actually got a PB outdoors, 7:14. She took the lead, I think it was 7:05 from Tara Davis Woodall. And USA's Tara Davis Woodall got the silver in 6:91, doing her goofy faces and, getting the crowd involved. And Alina Rotaro Kotman from Romania, 6:88. And she took the bronze over Essa Broom from Nigeria in fourth. Larissa Iapicino from Italy. Larissa is Fiona May's daughter. Now remember, Fiona was a British citizen, moved to Italy, then got 2 Olympic silver medals and 2 World Championship golds. Think about that, huh? So that was kind of a messy one. But Vuleta just had a great series of jumps. She was really focused. She's nearing the end of her career. I remember in 2017 at the European Indoors in Serbia, watching her put together 3 of 6 jumps over 7:10. It was incredible. She is an incredible talent. She is a rock star in Serbia. And it's nice to see her win a medal. And it's nice to see Tara Davis Woodall win as well. And Alina Rotaro Kotman, I just like saying your name. Congratulations on your bronze. We're going to talk about the 1,500 heats for men and women. They were just brutal. There were 2 heats in the semifinals. The first one was Nelly Cheptegei. She is the 19-year-old wonder kid from Kenya that Justin's been talking about. If you're reading our stories, she ran 4:02.14. Berke Halom, 4:02.46. Sierra Magin, Irish national record in the mile, 4:02.70. Corey Ann McGee from the good old USA, 4:02.71. Corey Ann knows how to get through heats. She's one tough cookie. Melissa Courtney Bryant, 5th. Remember, she got the bronze medal with Laura Muir at the Europeans in 2019. Melissa ran 4:02.79. And Ludovica Cavalli from Italy, like that name too, 4:02.83 PB. She was the final qualifier. What I liked about Ludovica, she used some serious muscle at the Europeans last year to get herself in a little bit of trouble. I think it was the indoor where she was pushing people around. Someone who did not move on, well, Lyndon Hall from Australia did not, but neither did Sinclair Johnson from the U.S. She finished 11th. In the second semi, This was insane. This was absolutely insane. Faith Kipyegon won, of course, 3:55.14. Daribi Welteji, 3:55.18. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Sifan Hassan, who had collapsed in the 10,000 last night, she comes back and runs 3:55.48. Laura Muir in fourth. Now, Laura, you remember, she broke up with her longtime coach, Andy Young, because Andy apparently was being a major pain in the ass. And Laura's working with British Athletics right now and just kind of doing her thing. It sounded like it was bullying, and I just don't like that kind of a situation. But Laura Muir was fourth in 3:56.36. Fifth place, Katie Snowden. We've been hearing that name for a while. She runs for Under Armour out in Albuquerque. 3:56.72, a 4-second PB. That's huge. I wish Under Armour would do something with her and Neil Gorley. It drives me crazy. They got two really good milers, and they don't do squat. In sixth place, Jessica Hull, 3:57.85. She was the last qualifier. But then listen to this. Adele Tracy, first time under 4 minutes. She's seventh, 3:58.77. Sarah Healy, Irish. She was second in the European under 23s, where Sophia O'Sullivan won. But Sarah ran 3:59.68. Awesome. Abby Caldwell, number ninth, Australian, 3:59.79. And Esther Guerrero from España, 4:00.13. Nikki Hiltz finished in 11th in 4:00.84. You run a 4-minute 1500 and you finish 11th. That's just insane. I really like Nikki. I want to see them run really well. So we'll have to see where they show up again, you know? But this 1500 final for women is going to be on Wednesday. It's going to be insane. After the women's semi in the 1500 was the men's. And again, 2 brutal races in 2 days, and then they get a couple-day break. The finals on Wednesday. In heat 1 of the semis, Yared Naguse, 3:32.69. Abel Kipsang, 3:32.72. Niels Laros, national record for the Netherlands Wonder Kid, 3:32.74. Azadine Habis, France, 3:32.79. Fifth, Narve Gilje Nordas, the new Norwegian super kid, 3:32.81. And in sixth, Neil Gorley, GBR, 3:32.97. They all qualified. Now, what blew my mind is Mohammed Katir, the guy I thought was going to give Jakob Ingebrigtsen a run for his life, finished 10th. Kind of blew my mind, huh? Okay, so let's get to the second semi. Now, the other thing is that Yared did this little move where he just put his arms out right at the finish and kept people behind him. That was pretty damn good. Yared, you're on my pinball team. Okay. Second, so Josh Kerr is a man on a mission. He doesn't want to just win a medal. He wants to win the whole friggin' caboodle, okay? Like that word caboodle? It's a helping word, isn't it? All right. So Josh led 400 and what was it, 56, 800, 157. They came through at 242. And off that, he ran a 3:35.14. Now, he was in second because our friend Mr. Ingebrigtsen, who I'd forgotten about was even in the damn race, was sitting back in about 10th, and he comes up along the straightaway, waving at everybody, does this nice little increase, gets right up in front of Josh, and runs 3:34.98. Josh was 3:35.14. Cole Hawker ran a very smart race. Good job, Cole. 3:35.23. Mario Garcia from Spain, 3:35.26. Isaac Nader from Portugal, 3:35.31. And Reynold Kip Career Chariot, 6th, 3:35.53. And those are the qualifiers. Timothy Chariot does not make the final. Charles Philibert Thibodeau does not make the final. Elliot Giles does not make the final. Holy, and neither does Sam Tanner. Holy horsebucky. That surprised me. Okay, so next to goulash in Hungary, it's the hammer throw, man. Imre Nemeth won the hammer in 1948. Miklos Nemeth, his son, won the javelin in 1976. If you don't throw the hammer or the javelin, what good are you in this country? Really? So, Benz Halash, who's won a bronze medal before, goes out, and this is after Pavel Fajek opens the competition. Pavel, who is a 5-time champion, who is the party animal from Poland in the hammer throw, goes 80 meters, open up. Ben Salash comes out and goes 80-82, and the crowd of 35,000 just lose it, screaming and cheering. They're still drinking right now and celebrating a holiday and running out of Hungarian beer. But Benz is leading now the hammer in 80-82. Wojciech Nowicki gets, he's the Olympic champion. He gets in front of Benz on the fourth round in 80-83, winning by 1 centimeter. Then this dude, Ethan Katzenberg from Canada, who's got this great long hair. He should be, the bass player for 10 years after. Ethan had set a record, a Canadian record of 81-18 in the qualifying. Well, the dude throws 80-18 here. He's pretty good. And then he goes 81-25 national record. And Nowicki improves from 80-83 to 81-02. So we have a gold medalist, Canada, Ethan Katzberg, 81-25, national record. Nice going, Ethan. Wojciech Nowicki, keeping it in love, 81-02 for Poland, silver. And Ben Salash, the first medal for the Hungarians. Yeah, 80-82, seasonal best. Pavel Fajek in fourth, 80 meters even. And in fifth, Mikhailo Kokon from the Ukraine, 79-59. And in sixth, Daniel Ho, 78-64. And our friend Rudy Winkler finished eighth in 76-04. Okay, that's the hammer. But it's so nice to see Hungary win a medal. It's all about the heptathlon, baby. 7 events, 7 glorious events over 2 days. And the general consensus was that Anna Hall, including for me, was just going to kick some butt. But what I didn't know was that Anna had a little niggle on her knee, and it acted up during the high jump a little bit. But what was doing really well was Katarina Johnson-Thompson, who'd been on this train before. She has won a world championship indoor now. And she's won European stuff. But people have been kind of going, Katarina is, she passed her time. And then a very observant reader today told me that Katarina's issue for a long time was she wanted to do the very best in every event. And she's learned that what she's got to do is get through the events and do the best she can. And that's taken a lot of pressure off her. And you could see that in the competition. It was very interesting in yesterday in the lovely hurdles when Yelena Brooks led in 12:78. Anna Hall was second. But Katarina started performing really well. By the time she got to the end of the first day, you had Anna Hall with a very small lead. And then Katarina Johnson-Thompson threw a monster. Well, she had a wonderful long jump, 6:54, and Anna Hall went 6:19. And Anna Hall's gone in the 6:50 something as well. And then Katarina let out the monster javelin throw, 46:54. And the javelin used to be the event she sucked at, but she just was keeping her stuff together. So the deal was Anna Hall had to beat Katarina Johnson-Thompson by 2.6 seconds to win the HEP. And in that 800, Anna Hall went out in 58:59. Katarina was at about 60 seconds. But Anna couldn't hold it. She went 2:04:09. She had a 1.5 seconds on Katarina Johnson. Now, Katarina Johnson-Thompson ran a PB. Anna Hall got 10:53. Katarina Johnson got 10:30. The final score was 67:40 for Katarina Johnson-Thompson, the gold, 67:20 for Anna Hall in the silver. And third place was all the way back Anouk Vetter, who ran a 2:20, and she only took the bronze by 22 points. And fourth was Xenia Krishan, a longtime Hungarian multi-eventer who went 2:08:93, her seasonal best. And let me give you the summary of the points. So Katarina Johnson-Thompson, 67:40. and Anna Hall, 67.20, Anouk Feder, 65.01, Xenia Krizan, 64.79, Emma Oosterweigel, 64.64, and Nora Veach, 64.50. Pretty incredible, huh? That was a great multi-event competition. So our friend Trey Hardy was right. We were going to have some serious multi-event stuff. And that heptathlon lived up to all the hype. It was a hot and humid night tonight. And having the men's 10,000 at 7 o'clock in the evening could have been a bit ill-advised. They went out 14:21:67 for the first 5. Rather pedestrian. I think the guys actually would do a 5,000 tempo run faster than that. But slowly the pace began to mess people up. Right before the 5,000, Joe Klecker, who's run 27:07, dropped back in and finishing 20th. And you had some other athletes just dropping back. Up in front, it was Daniel Ebenyo from Kenya, Selemon Barega from Ethiopia, Beru Erigawi from Ethiopia, Bernard Kibet from Kenya, Mo Ahmed from Canada, Rodrigue Kwizara from Burundi, and Nicholas Kipkorir from Kenya, and our friend Josh Cheptegei. Joshua Cheptegei is the world record holder in the 5 and the 10. To say he's also the world record holder on the roads, I think, for the 5K. To say that Mr. Cheptegei has leg speed is an understatement. This guy could have a sack lunch and drop a 52:53 last lap. And pretty much that's what he did. He waited till the very last lap and boom, dynamo hum, 27:51:42. Last 5,000 about 13:29. Daniel Simiu Ebenyo, 27:52:60, but he was in third, and Selemon Barega collapsed, finishing in the bronze in 27:52:72. Let's give Beru Erigawi in fourth, 27:55:71. Bernard Kibet in fifth, 27:56:27, and Mo Ahmed in sixth place, 27:56:43. Americans in the race: Woody Kincaid, 11th, 28:08:71. Sean McGordy, 16th, 28:27:54, and Joe Klecker, 29:03:41. Championship 10,000s are brutal. They are sweaty and humid, and it comes down to just a gut-wrenching last 1,600 to 1K. And if you're lucky like Joshua, everybody's afraid of you, and you just push that last lap and make them hurt. So congratulations to Joshua Cheptegei from Uganda. Jacob Kimlimo, his teammate, was unable to run. He had gotten injured. So Joshua Cheptegei won the 10, and people were getting into it. Now, final event of the night. It's really interesting sometimes. And every once in a while, I get it right. Every once in a while, I don't get a note like, Larry, get off the crack pipe. What the hell do you think you're talking about? Now, that started in 1999 in Seville, Spain, when I went to pick the 3 Spaniards doing well in the marathon. And when they went out in 1808 for the first 5K, and it was already 95 degrees, people just, I got a note, Larry, get off the magic crack pipe. It's not good for you. Every once in a while I'm right. And this time I was right. I've been having the feeling all year that since February, when I saw Noah Lyles at the New Balance Indoor, that this was his year. When I interviewed him in March at the, you guys should check that out, in the Global Athletics Media Day, which again, hey, other meet managers, other race directors, the best couple days I spend in Las Vegas, and I'm not even gambling, man, is to do about 20, 25 interviews with Mark Wetmore's athletes. I've used every one of them, and they are fantastic. And I'm allowed one real good interview with Noah Lyles a year, maybe 2, because we just jabber and we talk about everything. On the last interview, we talked about 2021 and 2022. I asked him, what was the difference between 21 and 22? And he explained it to me. But what I got from then was that he's in a different place right now. There's a confidence, but the confidence is because Lance Brauman, his coach, and the team around him is showing Noah through his workouts, through his training, that you can do it. Because so much of these events, as Frank Shorter said, it's 90% physical, in 10% mental. I think in the 100, it's 90% physical and 98% mental. The semifinal rounds, the problem in the semifinals, if you're observing, is some people burn their entire wad out there and they have nothing for the final. Every race reinforced the way Noah Lyles was feeling about himself. 90 seconds before the race, a prominent journalist said, "Larry, who's your pick?" And I said, "Noah Lyles." And he told me, "Not happening." Then I said, "Letsile Tebogo." Not happening. Okay. So in the final, the fastest guy out of the blocks is Christian Coleman. Christian has a great start, but Christian can't hold it, unfortunately. He runs a very fine 992. He's in 5th place. Oblique Seville, who I thought could win, he was in 4th, 988. Zarnell Hughes, who had the world leader up until this time, had a bit of a grudge, rightly so, against Noah, because Noah said something a little not politics, the wrong word, just something to annoy Zarnell. He just said, he's just like anybody else I race against. But, sometimes Noah's got to do that stuff. Anyway, Zarnell got a bronze medal. Pretty awesome. This is UK's 2nd medal in one day, 3rd medal. So they're halfway to Athletic Weekly's goal of 6 medals. So Zarnell took the bronze in 988. In 2nd was Botswanan Wonder Kid, and someone who follows us on Twitter and retweets us, Letsile Tebogo. Letsile, I love you, man. 988 national record. He looked good. But the 100 meters, the men's 100 meters, that gold medal goes to who? Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles. Yeah, Noah Lyles. Our Lyles, Noah, our No Joe 18, okay? But Noah Lyles, what did he do? Well, as usual, he had the slowest start of the top 3. Zarnell Hughes, 0.105. That scares the hell out of me, man. And then Letsile Tebogo, 129.129. Noah Lyles, 0.145. He wasn't the slowest, but he wasn't the fastest for everybody. But he used the next 99 meters in every centimeter to make that his win. And guess what else he did? And coaches listen to this, and athletes listen to this. He runs through the frigging finish line. If I see one more high school or college athlete who doesn't run through the finish line, I'm going to puke. Why do they do that? Don't do this stuff. Don't celebrate before you're finished. You're going to get your butt kicked. It's going to be handed to you. Noah ran 983, equaling the world leader, and he was a happy camper. I got to see his mom outside of the track, and she was beaming. Her boys, Josephus and Noah, are her life, and she is so happy with them, and I congratulated her. And then I got to see Mark Wetmore, who is the agent of the one only Noah Lyles, and I congratulated him. And he was kind of, Senator Wetmore is a pretty even-handed guy, but he's pretty excited tonight, because the thing is, Noah Lyles won the event that most people thought he'd be lucky as shit to get a medal. And you know what? He won it. He made it his. Now, last year, Lance Brauman had an athlete like that, Gina Lugenkemper, in the 100 meters in Europe, in the European champs. And Gina was losing that race, and she made it hers. She owned that race. Noah Lyles owned this race. That is the lesson, sports fans, that you must learn tonight. The 100 was glorious. It's great. And as the little cleaners are going around the track, dusting it and making it nice, and I'm one of the few people left in the track, I bid you adieu from Budapest, Hungary, in the National Athletic Stadium on Sunday, August 20th. And I say, we're going to have a great evening of track and field tomorrow. I get to sleep in, which would really be kind of an interesting thing, because I've been doing these like 3-hour sleep things, and I just don't do well. And I don't want to get grumpy, because you know what I am when I'm grumpy. I'm grumpy. But it was a wonderful second night. Now, a couple other points that I wanted to make. Marcel Jacobs, the Olympic champion, did not make the final. But you know what? I got to pat him on the back. Okay. The crazy long jumper came in here with one race this year. He ran a 10:21. He comes into the round and he runs a 10:15. And he really moved over that last 50 meters. And I thought he might make the final. Well, in the semi, he ran 10:05. That's a big improvement. Before the race, I talked to my dear friend Franco Fava, one of the finest distance runners that Italy's ever produced and Europe's ever produced. He ran against Prefontaine. He ran against Rod Dixon. He has a killer mustache still in, his 70s. And the guy is just, I worship the guy. Well, anyway, we were chatting. He told me that at the Casa Italiana the other day, that Marcel had said, I'm running in the dark. It's really true. He didn't know where the hell he was. But you know what? Marcel will come back. Fred Curley will come back. Having 5 championships in 5 years is really difficult. And it's very interesting to see the athletes coming on. Zarnell Hughes, Letsile Tebogo, Noah Lyles, Christian Coleman. I think Christian Coleman's got some medals in front of him too. Ferdinand Omanyala definitely has medals in front of him. And Abdul Sani Brown, I like the way this kid runs, man. And I'm telling you, the Japanese 4x1, gonna be tough. Okay. So I gotta shut it up because Mike Deering wants to go out and have dinner with his lovely wife, Chelsea. And they've been putting up with me for a while. They're in lovely Indiana. I'm in Budapest. Can you believe it? Yeah, I know they let me out of the country. All right. This is the end of the review of day 2, the 2023 World Outdoor Athletics Championships. Have a lovely evening. I'm going to go have some goulash, and I'm going to have some pickled vegetables, and I'm going to have a bottle of sparkling water, a very large bottle of Pellegrino. Okay? Peace out.